Full shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, just some social shit for everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like, I made this be myself, so hear me. Woo! I mean, like, we can pull that clown shit away. This some real shit for you. I'm spazzing right now, so listen, let's go. Yeah. It's in their bones, the thugs in harmony for the love of the money. Then fall victim for the cookie, then turn pussy, it's lonely. You said you hold it down when life get rough, we're here now, so show me. We move them losses to them wins. Heavy pounds, we make it ends meet. Converse with only a few who make me feel like I be 10 feet.
10 feet, guys. Big up to your damn selves in the building. The sun is shining over here. Hope everyone is blessed, man. Guys, smash a like, share, and subscribe to the damn channel. I don't even need the bloody light today because of the damn sun. But guys, why are we here, man? Today we are here to, of course, talk about Xavi Simons. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about him, transfer news and stuff like that. Of course, potential transfer to Liverpool. So obviously today I just wanted to take a look, you know, at the play. I've done a player watch of him. I'm sure I have. Old school. He might be one of the first few, one of the early ones, one of the early player watches. If you guys used to, you know, watch my shorts and stuff like that, he should be on there. I'll have a double look and see. But obviously today we're gonna, you know, take a look at him. And obviously my question really is that, and we're gonna take a look at some of the how he compares, obviously, to say, you know, some of the players that we've got here at the football club. I want to know, do you think this will be a good signing for Liverpool potentially? Obviously, I'm not saying that, you know, we are going to sign him, but obviously, it's just for me to ask the question, really and truly, because, of course, like I said, we all want new players. We all want different types of players and all this kind of stuff. But are the players that we are potentially looking at, are they the ones that we should be looking at? Do you know what I mean? Like, are these the guys, are they going to come in and really improve the squad? You know, are they that much better than what we already have? Now, I ain't saying that what we've got at the moment is all great. I don't think it is. I don't think the squad is that good, to be honest with you. But ultimately, if we're then looking at new players, you know, there's no point getting players of the same level. Then you might as well just keep the players that you've got, you know, and then use them, you know, potentially more. And I'm saying that for Arne Slot, you know, he might, you know, look at certain players and think, you know what, I'm not really feeling this guy, which is fair. If he isn't feeling, say, a Harvey Elliott or a Dominic Szoboszlai in that attacking midfield area, then maybe he would look for, you know, a Xavi Simons. But also as well, we've got to take into consideration the role of the actual player themselves. Like, you know, when we think about it, do we actually play with an attacking midfielder? Me personally, I don't think we do. I think Liverpool have this season played more so with, maybe at the beginning of the season, maybe you could have said, yeah, Dominic Szoboszlai, he's the quote unquote number 10. But the role that he was doing as the season kind of went on, for me, that's not the number 10 that we, you know, that we think about, and the kind of role that you would associate with someone who's playing in number 10 in terms of the defensive responsibility that Szoboszlai actually had. So for me, that's why I was always like, yeah, that's fine. You can get in any number 10. You can get in Florian Wirtz. But if Arne Slot asks Florian Wirtz to do Szoboszlai things, he'll look shit. You know what I mean? Because he can't do Szoboszlai things. Equally, Szoboszlai can't do Florian Wirtz things. So now, what is the role of that number 10 at Liverpool? What is Arne Slot actually asking, you know, of these players? Is he asking, you know, for these players to play in a specific way? Is he asking for them to do specific things? Obviously, yes, we want an attacking midfielder who can score goals, who can do this. But the reality is this, right? Yes, do I think that someone like Szoboszlai should be scoring more, should be taking more risks, should be taking more opportunities? Of course, 1,000,000%. I don't think that it would have added that much more to his goal tally. I really don't. Like maybe an extra 2 or 3 more, if I'm being super honest with you, and maybe an extra 3 or 4 more assists. That probably would have been roughly about it. But everything else he's doing, you know what I mean? He's doing all the defensive work. He's doing everything that I feel that Arne Slot is asking of him. Hence the reason why we missed him in some of those games, you know, in midway through the, you know, through the season. Not saying that we were good, like we lost or anything, but you could see, yeah, the midfield is just, it lacks so much energy. Why? Because we're not playing with a natural number 10. We're playing a 3, and he's just somewhat more advanced at times. Do you know what I mean? But then that used to kind of change between like him, McAllister, other players. Like it was never really dead cert. So are we looking for someone who just effectively is going to play almost like a second striker? because I feel like that's what everybody's saying without really saying it. And I think that's probably how we're all looking at it is, now I want a guy who's going to stay in and around, the striker, and he's going to help set up, and, he drifts left, he drifts right. That means you're looking for a player who's been given the freedom to be able to do that. Is Arne Slot going to allow for that freedom? I don't know. I really, really don't know, to be honest with you. I guess you'd have to ask Arne Slot, and maybe it will just be down to the type of player that he's got. Maybe if the player changed, maybe he might say, you know what, fuck it, man. Let me, let's do it like this now. I'll have my two, defensive midfielders. They're just gonna chill and they're gonna protect the back four, and then I've got these, say, two strikers. So effectively like a 4-2-4, 4-4-2, almost in that kind of sense, and then we go from there. Maybe that's the way that Arne Slot wants to play things. I don't know. Like I say, people, let me know in the comment section. Now, obviously, as I say, obviously he was technically at PSG, and then he made the deal, permanent, to then move to RB Leipzig. I'm sure it was like, wasn't it like 80 mil or something like that? I don't know. I feel like it was a pretty penny. I feel like it was a pretty penny. But listen, obviously he made that deal permanent. But then there's still been a lot of talk about him. And you see, with someone like Xavi Simons, yeah, it's weird, man. Like, I find it so weird because he's a good player, right? He is a good player, and we'll take a look at his style of playing, all of that kind of stuff. But he's a good player, but at the same time, it's almost like I feel like, oh, okay, he hasn't really been able, like, you got to realize he's been talked about for time. Listen, it's not his fault, but he's been talked about for years, and he's only 21 years of age. So he's still mad young at this current moment in time. But then so is Harvey Elliott. And we give Harvey Elliott a lot of stick, and we say, oh, yeah, he can't really fit, in this Liverpool team, and rare tear, and, all of these kind of things. So do we think that it's going to change with, with Xavi? Like, is Xavi Simons that much better? I don't know. I like, we'd have to see. We'd have to see, man. Obviously here, apparently this is from Fabrizio Romano. So, I'm not gonna confirm or deny this. This is just what Transfer News Live have obviously put out. Liverpool are one of the clubs well informed on a potential move for Xavi Simons. He could be available for 60 mil, and the Premier League is seen as a credible destination. Now, that could mean Liverpool, it could be Manchester City, Manchester United. I feel like he's always been linked with the Premier League for a long, long time. So again, it's just really about, for me, is the Premier League the right move for you? Is this where you realistically feel that you're going to, see your best, see your best football? Are we going to be able to see that, over here? Obviously, when we're looking at, in terms of, the type of player that he is, the positions that he obviously plays and stuff like that, you can see, again, it's that attacking midfield off the left. It's always weird because they're always off the left-hand side, but I guess because most of them are right-footed, hence why you would see a Martin Odegaard. I don't know what his heat map is like. I've not actually looked at it, but I'm going to assume it's more down that right-hand side anyway, just because he's left-footed. So, yeah, and again, it's just really the freedom that he's been, allowed, at RB Leipzig in terms of in their system. You can see here that they got like a 3-5-2 that they put it out of 3-4-2-1. They're all really the same kind of thing. But look, these are the kind of positions and the areas of the pitch that he is obviously picking up. And I feel like if this is what he's doing now, which is, you can kind of see here, he's kind of really doing a bit of, in terms of areas that he's picking up, it's kind of like Szoboszlai, really and truly, when you think about it. I mean, he's in the center of midfield, he's in the attacking midfield, he's on the left, he's coming back as well. So maybe he can do it. Again, I'm not saying he can't, I'm not saying he can. I'm just here to ask the question if you guys feel that he could potentially do, that role, because ultimately this entire fan base has been moaning about Szoboszlai anyway for the entirety of the season. So if you feel, and I feel like we're not moaning about him on the defensive side of things, we're moaning about him because of the attacking output. Do we feel like Xavi Simons coming in adds an extra 5, 6, 7 goals and 5, 6, 7 assists? Let me know, man. Obviously this season he has got 8 goals and 5 assists, so 13 GA in 26 matches. So that's a goal contribution every other game this season, which is pretty decent, for an attacking midfielder. Again, good numbers. He's someone who's very, very versatile. Obviously, played attacking midfield this season, left wing, left midfield, and throughout his career, you can see he's played in a whole host of positions. Up front, I remember when he was playing up front for PSV, you know, at the time, attacking midfield, right wing. You know, he's played in a good few places, man, in a good few places. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just really about whether or not we feel, you know, he could really be, you know, that type, you know, of individual. When we're looking at, of course, like his style of play and stuff like that, again, you can see this is obviously when he was at PSV, but it's quite similar to RB Leipzig. But you can see in the areas he likes to operate, and he's always looking to make forward runs. He's technically gifted. You know, he's that type of individual. That's why I kind of like him. You know, that's why I feel like he'd be a player that you could potentially use. But again, it's more about playing to, you know, his kind of strengths. He's always looking for the 1-2s in and around the box. You can see here in terms of the way he would drop deep and then he makes that forward run. He's always thinking. And I feel like the only reason why this worked, you know, for whether it's at RB Leipzig, whether it's at PSV, is because of the role that he's given by the manager. I feel like he is given quite a lot of freedom, even for the Netherlands. I feel like he's given freedom to do all of this stuff. And again, that responsibility. Yes, the heat map that we saw earlier on, yes, it showed, oh, okay, yeah, he drops back in and stuff like that. But I don't feel like he's dropping back into help. He's just more, you're an extra body here. So you can cut off passing lanes and things like that. But what he really wants to do, you know, is stuff like this. And again, picking up the ball, edge of the box, having that, okay, you've got your central striker, whoever it is, you know, in the box. Again, something I feel Liverpool need to work on really a lot better, because I don't feel like we do that, you know, well enough in terms of getting people really in the box, especially a striker just in the box. It's always like you're looking for runners here, we've got no one just in the box. It's always we have to wait, and Diaz has got to cut back, and then Salah's got to play infield. No, we just need people in the damn box. But he likes to play, you know, in and around that kind of area, man. And again, he's always looking forward, man. He's always looking forward. That's why I kind of rate him as an individual. And again, as an attacking outlet, he could definitely he could work. I'm not saying he couldn't work, and it probably sounds like I'm, you know, not too gassed, but it's just more, I'm always looking at it from a point of view of, unless you like, when we're looking at players and we're talking about players, I need to almost know, are they gonna fit whatever the manager's trying to do? Or can they fit into what the manager's trying to do? Maybe they're not exactly what the manager's doing currently, but maybe if he does come in, are we gonna do what he did with Salah as an example, which is Salah, I don't think is quote unquote exactly what he's looking for, which it sounds weird, right? Because Salah's scoring all these goals and, you know, he's saving us in this, that, and the third. But I think if he had his ideal winger, it wouldn't really be someone like that, because everything goes through him. We have to play that side, and we're always looking towards him. Now he might not necessarily want that, but when you've got someone with that crazy level of output, you've just got to make do, you know, with whatever it is that, you know, that you kind of got available. I feel like he'd want maybe a bit more of a, Salah's creative, but maybe a bit more of a, someone who can beat his man, you know, someone who can go on the outside, you know, every now and again, someone who, you know, maybe connects a little bit better, you know, with the front man, you know, so to speak. And again, I don't look at Salah and feel like he connects with the front man. Again, it's really, look at when we talk about Salah's creativity, it is really more about, yeah, he plays these passes. That's not really connecting. When I say connecting, Harry Kane and Son, Gordon and Isak, you know, it's that partnership. Do you have that? Salah has no partnerships in the team, maybe apart from with him and Trent. But in terms of the forward line, he has zero partnerships, you know, with that forward line. It's just really about put the ball into space. Someone's going to get it. Diaz, Gakpo, whatever. And then, of course, you know, we move from there. But as I say, man, Xavi Simons, he's technically gifted. He's creative, smooth dribbler, got good vision, got playmaking abilities. He's good at unlocking defenses. Is something, you know, that I will say, you know, about Xavi Simons as well. Yeah, man, it's like I said, it's a very interesting one. He's good in that final third area. That's where he's most comfortable. And again, where he's able, or where he's allowed to be able to drift from side to side, if that's cool. Even though you've got a right winger who will not move from that side, just to let you know. Do you know what I mean? Like, unless again things change next season, and then if Salah was to stay, and we say, okay, Salah, if you're gonna, you know what I mean, if Xavi Simons is here, we're gonna need to allow him. So you guys are gonna have to swap. Remember, Salah never swaps on that side. He never ever swaps, you know, on that side. So that's why I'm looking at it, just thinking, yeah, okay, yeah. If you get a Xavi Simons, is it gonna work in that final third? Because he needs the freedom to be able to do, you know, all of these things. If not, then it might get a little bit sticky, man, a little bit sticky. And obviously, look, like I said, I wanted to do like just a little comparison, with Harvey Elliott and Dominic Szoboszlai. So obviously, Xavi Simons is in the middle, Elliott on the left, Szoboszlai on the right. Yeah, this is obviously per 90 minutes, and now this is obviously in their respective leagues, so Bundesliga and the Premier League. I mean, Elliott's played obviously the least amount of games, but Elliott seems to excel, and this is what I was trying to say to people in regards to think about when we're talking about, yes, this player is a number 10. Are they really exhibiting number 10 things? Is the manager asking them to do number 10 things? Because off the ball, I don't think Elliott is necessarily that good. But on the ball, I mean, for guys who played 11 games, he creates more chances than both Xavi Simons and Dominic Szoboszlai. He attempts more passes. Dominic Szoboszlai's got better passing accuracy, as I would expect, playing in central midfield. Forward passes, I mean, Dominic Szoboszlai's got the least. And again, this is what I'm saying, people. Like, the guy's not playing as a conventional number 10. These stats are showing you. Elliott's got 25. That's more than double. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That, in fact, even if you combine both Xavi Simons and Dominic Szoboszlai, Harvey Elliott's still got more. Do you get what I'm trying to say? He's got no take-ons overrun. He completes more take-ons than these guys. You get what I'm saying? More ground jewel success. Interceptions, he's not made any. Xavi Simons has got more. He has Harvey Elliott. Is this per 90? Let me just make sure this is correct. Just so it's not mad. Per 90, 119 touches. Again, it's only in 11 games. So I don't know if that obviously will skew things, so to speak. But in the small sample size that we're seeing of Harvey Elliott, this is what we're seeing here, people. Touches in opposition box. I don't know, man. Like, what do they say? Like, what do they say? What do I say? When you got rice at home, I mean, like, sometimes you may just have to eat the rice at home. Now, maybe you don't have McDonald's. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you don't have KFC, kind of thing. So, again, I ask everybody, do we think that Xavi Simons is the answer for us moving forward? Or do we not just have the player here? Obviously, me personally, I'm like, if Harvey Elliott isn't really playing, and you're already looking at other kind of options, maybe you just don't feel what Harvey Elliott can do, sell him. I don't care. Like, it's not bothering me that much. But when we're trying to compare him to other players, he's coming out on top in a lot of these metrics anyway. So then I'm like, oh, okay, well, if you're already coming out on top, then what would be the point of me switching you out for someone else? Do you get what I'm trying to say? And this is why I ask everybody, are we looking at players who are better than what we've already got, or is it because we just prefer that style of individual? So now it's just coming down to your personal preference. Do you get what I'm trying to say? As opposed to, no, he's actually better. Is he actually better though? Or is it just your personal preferences that you just like this style of individual? By the way, people, if you do, that is fine. Just own it and be honest about it. I don't feel like we're being honest. Like, I don't feel like, do you know what I mean? As a fan base, we're honest enough. We'll try and tell you till the cows come home, like, nah, but look, man, he's better. Are they really better though? Are they? Let me know in the comment section, people, what you guys think. Xavi Simons to Liverpool, is that something you think should happen? Or do you think we should be looking at someone else? Or do you just think that we should just keep Harvey Elliott and put him in that attacking midfield area, and Arne Slot should trust him? Let me know your thoughts, people. I'll catch you next time.